Mission with the puck in their offensive zone. Comes out. Roth retreats back to Johnson. DDD pass to Roth. Looks ahead, finds Cordova. Cordova spins and dumps the puck in deep, chased by Van Stone. Van Stone holds on the end wall, able to block the exit pass. Still battling for it. Shot blocked out front. Cordova with it, tries to center. Comes all the way out to the point. Roth keeps it in, then takes a shove at the benches. Knights able to get out of their own zone. Into the far corner, picked up by Roth. Sends it up the wall. Luke Johnson able to get it out. At the line, dumped in. Roth scoops one high, jumping and taking the puck down. Melissa able to get the puck across the line. Clearing attempt hit Hoover in the skates. He keeps it in. Hoover on the puck now. Back for Steele. Steele has it stripped away. Heads the other direction. Pass too long. Icing waved off as that was tipped, but can't be taken cleanly. Steele now. Cross the logo. Space and speed, and then has it poked away at the last second as he turned to shoot. Lewis, one-timer from the point. That's deflected. Back to Lewis. Lewis finds Burgess. Burgess flips up high into the air. Gloved by Hoover, and then he was hit. And then Burgess delivers a hit. And a shot gloved by McNeil. 8:20 on the clock, still scoreless here in the first period in Peoria. Back underway. Poked aside by McNeil. Roth. Backhander up the wall. Not quite out. Then served free. Johnson from his backside gets it to Cordova. Cordova spins, looking for Cunningham. Jake Johnson gathers, but he faded across the blue line. Has to recycle back. There comes Melch. Goes wide, swings in, looking for a backhand, and that goes through the crease to the far boards. Cunningham to the near corner. Battling for the puck. Knights able to pull free. Knights have a shot. This pad save by McNeil. Cordova looks to feed Cunningham. Couldn't find the target. Now ahead. That puck was tipped across the red line. No. Icing called. Refs already having a word with the Knights bench as they get animated. Back underway in the offensive zone. Knights win the faceoff. Able to get it clear. Try to force it up the boards. They do. 3-on-2 chance here. Good poke check by Steele. Now Burgess in physically. Able to get the puck aside. One nice player laboring as he tries to get off the ice. Melissa's shot deflected high. Ends up behind the net. He picks it back up. Finds Steele. Steele tries to force one out front. That's kicked aside by a skate. Another shot sent in. That one guy all the way through to the keeper, but dealt with easily. Lewis steps up the near boards to pinch the puck in. Top of the circle. Knights able to gain control and send it into their own bench. It's a 6.5 minute mark. We're going to have a neutral zone faceoff. Putting soft tied out, gets pushed all the way back to Mission's defensive zone. Picked up by Jake Johnson. Flings it ahead, off the boards. Cordova picks it up himself. Slams on the brakes. Backhand pass. Can't find a target. Johnson does find Cordova. Trying to wrap to Van Stone. And that hit the bottom of the net. Played back deep. Cordova will gather behind the net. Moves to his forehand. Has Van Stone on the doorstep. Spins out of trouble. Trying to get it back, and that's picked up by the Knights. Johnson out. Cordova, no look pass, finds Van Stone. Van Stone across the line. Goes wide on his forehand, sends it behind the net. Mission in the midst of a line change. Now out, Jake Johnson able to get to it, sends it back in. Long diagonal pass off target for the Knights. Picked up by Roth. He'll wing it around the stanchions. Hoover tries a fancy pass, and that didn't find a target. Knights able to come back away with it. They cross into the offensive zone. Tied up, tangled up. Shot goes wide. Off the boards, Long looking for Steele. And he just can't get to it before the red line. And it's an icing whistle. Steele to take the defensive zone draw. Has Melissa and Hoover with him. Burgess and Lewis on the ice as well. Long time before they dropped the puck, but Mission able to win it. Burgess sends it around the boards. Gets it out. Hoover. Burgess able to pick it up. Sends it in deep as Mission clears the offsides. Pulled out. Lewis sends it in, but Steele offside, so he'll have to double back. Hoover along the half wall, lifts the stick. Melissa able to keep the puck in. Pass comes its way, looking for Hoover on the back post. Can't get on it. Steele now. Steele has a pop, and that's saved. Mission wins the faceoff, then it's poked away. Burgess has a hit. That's kicked wide. Kept in by Van Stone. Johnson. That's a faceoff dot. Drops to Cordova. Cordova spins. Has it on his backhand. Puck in legs. Knights able to clear it. Only as far as Lewis at the red line. Sends it back in. Cordova chases Melch behind the Knights net. Melch spins with it. Gets it to the near boards. Pass able to clear. Then Cordova able to tip that. Yeah, that's going to be covered by McNeil with 3.5 to go here in period number 1. Defensive zone face-off. Tied up by Mission. Roth gets the backhander ahead. Hoover able to force it across the line. Knights move to the slot. It's another kick save for Mission. One-timer from the point. Not on target. Melissa sends it up the boards. Hoover's there, onside. Drops it for Steele. Steele had a gaping net to send that one home. 2:57 to go, and it's Mission 1, Knights nothing. Jackson Steele with the goal assist to Mark Melissa and Maddox Hoover. Stats will drop the puck again here, just under 3 minutes to go in the first period. Puck back with Jake Johnson. That's knocked down out of midair by the Knights. Shot fades wide. Van Stone takes a hard hit into the boards from Burt. Roth will get it out of his defensive zone. Sends it ahead. Knights player loses an edge and is near his own goal line. Puck does come all the way out. Roth able to pick it up, but his backhand pass intercepted. And then that's covered. We'll get a defensive zone face-off coming up here. Just over 2 to play in the opening frame. Steele takes the defensive zone face-off. It's won by the Knights on the doorstep. The pass saved by McNeil. Keeps Mission ahead. Melissa fighting for the puck all the way into the offensive zone. Then it's pounced on, and the Knights can't stay on sides. Just drift across. Knights win the faceoff. Poke it in the offensive zone, but Lewis first to it. Able to take it away. Wormlinger sends it back in deep, then hits the back of the cage. Now Lewis. One touch pass looking for Hoover, but it's the Knights to come away with it. And another glove save for McNeil. Right, not quite able to get enough power on that shot as it got to his backhand. .122 left here in the opening period. No penalties so far, just the one Jackson Steele goal. The difference maker for Mission. Face off tied up by Johnson. Then in the skates of Lewis as he has to battle in the corner, trying to get it free. Johnson is there. Johnson takes the hit. Puck squirts free through a black sweater, and now Jonathan Lewis able to gather just across his own blue line. Gets it back to Burgess. Burgess, long pass ahead. Finds Cordova, but then Cordova has that stripped away. He grabs the exit pass down. Cordova with it on his stick. Glides all the way behind the net. Lewis able to get back in time to get that. Now with it behind his own net. Sends it all the way around the boards. Stick lifted. Icing waved off. Cunningham. Now Johnson. Johnson, backhand pass, hits a skate. Still battling for it on the near boards. Johnson got absolutely slide tackled. We've got a minor penalty assessed to both sides. Slashing and roughing are the calls. So we'll stay 5-on-5. Steele to take the neutral zone face-off. Knights win it. Beating and banging along the boards. We're under 5 to go. Knights one last pop, and that's going to be gloved and held on to. I will end period number 1 with Mission ahead, 1-0. Step aside and be back with the second 15 right after this. We get set to get back underway here with the second period. Jackson Steele with the lone goal in the first frame. Jake Johnson in the box on the coincidental minor. Get us started here. Took that penalty with 11 seconds to go in the first. Couch with it for the Knights. Plays around Melissa, but then Lewis will get to it. Hits Couch with the long pass ahead. Couch then turns it over to Melissa. Melissa finds Hoover. Hoover across the line. To Steele. Steele. That was gloved down. Steele, Hoover, Melissa, the forward trio on the ice. Lewis and Roth back defensively. Mission carrying just 4 defenders in this game. So with Jake Johnson in the box, they're going to be double shifting. Jackson. Back to Roth. Roth looking for a tip. Finds the pad of the Knights netminder. Steele again. Steele circles the face-off dot. Poked away from him all the way out to neutral ice. Mission will have to reset. Roth now. Back to Lewis. Ahead to Steele. Steele across the line has Hoover out wide. That's blocked. Takes a bounce past Hoover. Along the wall. Roth gets a touch to keep it in. Out to neutral ice where it's grabbed by Lewis. Knights dump it back in. Lewis racing to keep up with it. Sends it back the other way. Picked up by the Knights. Looking for a chance out front. Had an option wide open. But Lewis takes it himself. He'll dump it in. This will get a partial line change. Lewis chases his rebound all the way down. Now it's Cunningham battling for it. Cordova pulls it free. Cordova steps away from one hit. Leaves it for Decker. Decker Burgess has the shot. Behind the net, Cordova picks it up. Tries to spin away from a check, but the Knights end up coming away from the puck. Lewis sends it back down. Luke Johnson tangled up behind the net. He goes down. No call coming. And so Rask content to let him play. Roth finds Cordova. Cordova back to the middle of the ice. His shot kicked aside. Now Johnson behind the net on his backhand. Poke, Burgess keeps it in. Roth looking for a deflection. And a whistle as that's covered. Both players out of the penalty box now is the time when the minors expire. And Jake Johnson will immediately take a spot on the ice. First line of forwards, Steele, Melissa, and Hoover out on the ice. Roth and Johnson. Face-off win by Mission. Kept in by Roth. Slap shot over the net. Steele back to Hoover. Hoover looks back to Steele. That's cut away. Now Roth on his backhand. Keeps it in momentarily, but it's forced out by the Knights. Melissa, shot, save, rebound, Juicy out front, but nobody can connect with it. Stays in the Mission zone. Sent around the boards. Hoover will chase it down to the near corner. Takes a hit. He's making his way to the bench. Dumped in. It's a skate off sides. And see where the face-off comes out to. Face-off won by the Knights. Duffy with it. Duffy dumps it in. Icing waved off. Steele sends it along the half wall. Puck is tied up. Cunningham and Johnson in there battling for it. Pulled to the point. That shot was deflected. Now out front. Sends it back along the wall. Up top where it's deflected. Defensive job there by Cunningham to block that shot. Now it's gloved down by the Knights. Sent through and knocked aside. Duffy keeps it in at the line. Burgess loses his stick, goes back to collect it. Johnson off the wall, not out. Cunningham can't get it across the line. Shot, save, second chance, and the Knights can't pull the trigger quickly. Duffy then fans on his shot. Sends it to the far side. That shot wide through the net. Past Duffy. Here comes Cordova. Cordova with the puck at the line. Tries to guide it in on net. He does, and then it's covered. And Cunningham draws the attention of some of the Knights players. Face off. Pops over the skate of Roth. Burt feeds the middle. And that beats McNeil. And the Knights are on the board. Oh, we're knotted back up at 1. 9:57 to go in the second period. Whole play there sprung from a lost faceoff, and then the puck squirted past the point. Steele, his shot deflected. Roth will pick it up on the half wall, send it back to Steele. Steele tries to squeeze past the referee along the wall. Played out, picked up by Roth. Nice diagonal pass ahead, finds Melissa. Melissa then plays in Hoover. Out across the line, sent back in by Roth. Still can't keep it out. Melissa keeps it in. This pass is intercepted. And we've got a whistle here. We'll see who the call's against. And it's going to be Steele to the box. 2 minutes for roughing. Face off into the referee's skates. Kicked free. Cordova able to backhand that down the ice. From the Knights, exit their zone with speed across the line. Cross ice pass, not collected cleanly. Then through the slot, it's the pads of McNeil. Lewis will send it down deep. Cordova shadowing. Knights reset. Come into their offensive zone. It's Brown with the puck. Brown circles behind the net. Finds Couch. Up top. Off a stick of Lopez and out of the zone. Wormlinger with it. And he's across the line. Backhander behind the net. Burgess picks it up. Burgess able to get it out to the line. Lopez just keeps it in. To Brown on the far side. That's deflected up out of play. .46 seconds left on the penalty. Mission tie up the face-off. Hoover then dumps it all the way down the ice, just looking to kill more time. Nice goalie plays that, still ends up behind the net as they try to set up their rush here with the man advantage. Cross ice, entering the zone. Johnson lost an edge. The puck deflected up out of play. This face-off all across the line. Hoover chasing. Turned over. Melissa couldn't capitalize. 10 seconds left on the penalty to Steele. Johnson disrupts play behind his own net. That'll be Roth to gather. Steele out on the ice. Back to full strength. Shot blocked by Roth. Odd man chance here for Mission. Hoover around one. Tries to find Steele. But then that's gobbled up. And we're back to even strength. just under 7 minutes remaining. Cordova, Cunningham, Johnson, Burgess, and Lewis, the 5 on the ice. Knights able to win the face-off. Burgess, shot from distance, hits a body out front. Knights coming the other way. In the blue line, Lewis bodies his man off the puck. Finds its way through. And the Knights take the lead with 6:28 to go. Plenty of time left in this, but Mission now trails to AHU. Here's Cordova across the line. Cordova fires. That's wide. Back on it. Cordova feeds Johnson out front. His shot is blocked. Here come the Knights. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Across the line to the backhand, and that goes behind the net. Lewis sends it around to the near boards. Burgess racing to be the first to it. Able to poke it ahead. Cordova has Cunningham. Settles it down. His shot. Saved. Rebound. Loose. Burgess keeps it in, then pokes it as he lost an edge and fell down. Backhand pass into the zone. Lewis first to it for Mission. It's the official with his clearing attempt. Now Burgess. He gets it out of the zone. Picked up by Cordova. Stumbles at the blue line. Trying to get the puck back from Duffy. Mission able to clear. Melissa across the line. Blocker save by the Knights. Simmons able to clear, but then has it poked away. Melissa shoots through legs, but high. It's the back glass. Rebound grab by the Knights. On their way back out to the offensive zone. That shot's deflected by the skates of Roth. Roth along the boards. Steele able to just body off a check. Now it's Hoover. Hoover across the line. Finds Steele. Rushed again. Steele shot saved. Back to Steele, and he tips one in on net. And that's gloved and held on to. Playing soft tied up. Still battling for it. It's Johnson with it. All three Mission forwards behind the net. So they fight for control of the puck. Cordova. Back to Johnson. Sends it back for Cordova. Cunningham trying to get positioning in the front of the net. That doesn't find anybody, and it's the Knights that take it away. Vert across the line. He sends one wide. No left. That wraps around the boards all the way out. Lopez with it at the blue line. Soft pass picked up by Mission. Tried to scoop it free. Cordova got tangled up with Garine. And sent to the ice. Brown has it poked away. His shot saved. Second chance goes wide. Sent out to Steele. Steele Mr. Cordova finds Melissa. Back out front. That shot hits the mask of the goalie. Now it's Cordova. Tries to center. Does. Steals there, and his shot hit traffic. And then it's cleared aside. Lewis. It's his pass blocked. Flipped up. Bouncing puck rolling down. And icing called with 2:37 to go here in period number 2. Mission trailing the Knights 2-1. Steele glides to the offensive zone. Dot to take the draw. He's got Hoover and Melissa with him. Burgess and Lewis, the defenseman. Face off, tied up. Knights able to push aside. Back to Burgess. Burgess had a shot, hit the pads like he wanted, but just not quite there for the rebound. Back up to Burgess. Down low, Hoover. Now Melissa tries to return. That's poked away. Knights break out of their own zone. Wormlinger. Backhand pass sent behind the net by Burgess. Now wrapped around the boards. All the way at Knights in their defensive zone. Able to get it out. Steele has to delay. Then he gets tripped up. Banked off, not out. Now Mission able to gain the offensive zone. Steele fights through a check. Gets the puck behind the Knights net. The point to Burgess. That's intercepted. Cleared, but then Burgess in the neutral zone. Able to send it in deep. Puck kept in by Johnson. Then poked away from him. Now played all the way down. And icing called. Johnson, Cordova, and Cunningham. Face off, tied up. Knights able to get it across the line. Lifted pass. Saved by McNeil. 1 minute left. That's deflected up out of play. Face off pulled free. Banked off the wall by Mission. Cordova picks it up. Looking 1-on-2. Able to get it across the line. Then tries to get away with. Brown takes him down. We get an arm in the air. There's going to be a penalty coming up here. It's going to go against the Knights. Chipping the call. Melch to the bench. And then roughing. Oh, roughing against Johnson, so we stay 5-on-5. Neutral zone face-off now. No, we're going to have coincidental minors. Steele to take the draw. Push it in the zone. Just over 30 seconds to play in the second period. Steele behind the net. Now Melissa tries to get it back to Steele. Still battling for it. Simmons takes a hit. We hit the 15-second mark. Duffy with the puck. Stick lifted by Melissa. Icing waved off. Couple seconds left on the clock. And that's it for period number 2. Knights taking full advantage there in the second frame. They'll take a 2-1 lead over Mission as we head to the third. Third and final period set to get underway here in Peoria. Mission chasing a goal to tie this back up. Face off, one back by Steele. Burgess with it. He'll flip it high up into the air. Now Cordova has the red line, sends it to the far corner. Around to the wall, not out. Cordova taken down. Cordova with it on his backhand to the face-off circle to Hoover now. Rolls it behind the net. Steele. Angle from his sharp angle shot from Steele. Banks it in off the netminder, and we're tied. Mission needed something to get this tied back up. Took a creative little shot. Steele saw a gap, and he went for it. It's his second of the night, and we're tied back up here. Just 37 seconds gone in the frame. Lewis, Cunningham, and Melissa the forward line. Johnson and Roth back defensively. Lewis wins the faceoff. Played forward. Cunningham holding the puck along the benches. Lewis now battling for it. Sends it in deep. Melissa able to get to it. Bouncing puck! And another goal! And it's Jonathan Lewis tapped in to fill in at the center spot with Luke Johnson in the penalty box. And 2 goals just over 20 seconds apart puts Mission back in front. Lewis will take the face off again. That time it's tied up on the spot, and it's the Knights that take possession first. Around the wall, kept in by Johnson. Lewis had it roll off his stick. Flips ahead. Ross almost got stripped of it, but he gets it back. Sends one ahead for Melissa. Melissa, high slot, has a shot, fade to the left. Melissa again behind the net. Held the wall, now the far corner. Cunningham retreats to the bench. Hoover takes his place. Johnson with the puck. That one sent down. Tipped, though. No icing. Knights will make for the bench and get a line change. Burgess sends it ahead. Mission getting caught in a line change. Roth played big physically. Had to make the Knights player dodge to try and get around the hit. And there's a save for McNeil on the shot from the face-off circle. Mission out shooting the Knights 22-13 here into the third period, leading by 1 goal. Steal to the defensive zone, face-off dot. Ties it up. Mission comes away with control. Roth tries to find a race in Cordova and wasn't able to get a piece of that. He was behind everybody. Could have been sprung free if he could have corralled the puck. Knights trying to pull the puck free at the dot. Forced out to neutral ice by Mission. Cordova plays it ahead. Steele now. Takes a shove. Fights through a check. Trying to get the puck back. He stepped on it. Here come the Knights the other way. Coons paused at the line. Johnson out of the penalty box to the face-off dot as he wins that one. Melissa. Backhand pass at his skate. Burgess' pass at his skate. Lewis with it. He's able to get it ahead. Played along the boards. Burt couldn't find it. Melissa with it. To the point. Over to Lewis. Lewis steps down. Fires. And that's held. Johnson, Melissa, Cunningham, Burgess, and Lewis out on the ice for Mission. Face-off tied up. It's going to be Lewis along the near wall. Wraps it around the boards. Chased by Melissa to the far corner. Able to get to it. Backhand pass. Finds Johnson behind the net. Johnson now tries to pull it out front. No one home. Wormlinger able to help get it the puck out of the defensive zone. Now into the offensive zone. He's got a forehand shot. That's saved by McNeil. And then the Knights can't keep it in the zone. Melissa on the forecheck. Pass cut out by Lewis. Lewis, pass one. Tried to hold up on the backhand pass. The Knights come away with it. Hoover. Battling along the half wall. Puck still loose. Johnson now stripped. Back to Hoover. Hoover steps to his forehand. Cordova. Cordova hates to hit along the wall. To Johnson. Returns to Cordova. Up top. Roth from distance. Saved and held. Call it offsides. Roth didn't keep that in. Nice now with the puck behind their own net. Wide the backhand, cuts to the slot. Saved by McNeil and then drops onto it to cover. We're under the 10-minute mark here in the third period. Mission leading the Knights 3-2. 2 goals in 25 seconds early on in the third period to take back the lead. Another shot swallowed up by McNeil. Bouncing puck. A little bit of a scramble here for Mission as they're not able to win this defensive zone face-off and get clear of their own zone. Steal to take again. This time played forward. Johnson takes the fight to the corner. Knights able to pick it up behind their own net. Spinning and firing back up to the point. It does cross the blue line that time. Melch able to get to it, but then he misses on his D-to-D pass. Steele over skates. An offensive opportunity. And the Knights with an odd man rush here. Simmons across the line. Simmons on his backhand sends one all the way across to the half wall. And that out front hits traffic. Now Roth. Roth, long pass ahead, finds Cordova. And the Knights goalie had to come out and play it. Didn't get all of it, but he got enough. Steele has a shot. Kept up in the air. Cordova. Johnson taken to the ice. Can't keep the puck at the line. That hits iron. All the way across and out to neutral ice. Knights reload. McNeil firm along his post on that one. A 24 left to play. Mission still up by 1. They can ill afford to take a penalty now. Johnson wins the offensive zone or the defensive zone draw. Played it to the near boards. Pulled out by Melissa. Vert trying to get zone entry and can't. Pushed it all the way back. Cunningham now. Lewis sends one ahead. Mission offside, so I have to let that go. Here comes Vert. 3-on-2 chance. That was partially deflected. Still bouncing into the slot. Flashes past the post and then all the way back out of the offensive zone. Knights dump in. Lewis. He'll be first to it. Trying to control. 2 men up high for Mission. Keeping the 2 Knights defenders back. Jones has a hit. Good. His shot goes wide. Burgess now. Long ahead. Tipped forward by Cunningham. No, not tipped. Steele, Cordova, Hoover, the forward line. Roth and Johnson, the defensive pair. Steele takes the defensive zone draw. Cordova couldn't quite get to it first. Now Hoover flips high into the air. Dropping down. Steele able to control. Takes it to the corner. Picked up by Cordova. Sent back. Steele. Slot. Turns and fires. And that's saved as he hunts for his hat trick. Knights win the face-off. They're able to play it past Roth all the way down, and we will get an icing whistle. Just enough to get it across the goal line. Steele to take the face-off. The goalie's right. Puck behind the net, picked up by Steele. Cordova went down there in a tangle with someone. A shot, gloved. And we get another whistle here. Same 5 skaters on the ice. Mission looks like they're down to just 10 skaters actively out there here as the game drags on. So shorthanded compared to the Knights. Hoover shot over the target. Mission forced to retreat back. Johnson looks to play Steele. Down covered by McNeil. 27-19, the shot advantage now for Mission. As we get deeper into the third period. Face off one by Johnson. Melissa playing it forward, but that was into a whole mess of sticks, and it was the Knights that came away with it. Luke Johnson gloves that down. Cunningham across the line. Backhands ahead for Johnson. Johnson still battling along the wall behind the net. Knights able to pull it free. Good poke check there by Burgess. Melch across the line. He takes a hit. Lewis. It's ahead. Johnson skating on. He's shoved aside. That's flipped up into the air. Burgess banks one off the wall, looking for Melissa. Bounces all the way to Johnson. Johnson. His pass intercepted by Duffy. Duffy run off the puck by Burgess. Puck not cleared. Roth now looking ahead. Bouncing puck off the wall. Picked up by Melissa. Melissa. He's able to get his second through. Turned around as he was on the breakaway. Unable to get the backhand shot bouncing through the pads of the goalie and make it a 2-goal Mission lead. Under 5 minutes on the clock. Mission up by 2. Steele takes the face-off, wins it back to Jake Johnson, then puck past Cordova, and icing will be called there. Melissa from Roth, the official scoring on the fourth goal for Mission. Still take defensive zone face-off. McNeil's right. It's tied up. Pulled away by Johnson, but he hasn't poked aside. Roth banks it off the wall. Hoover's momentum carried him just too far forward. Knights with it. Vert. Pass is intercepted by Mission. Now Green. Rolling puck. Pushed down into the corner. Roth first to it. Banked off the boards. Scooped ahead, looking for Hoover. Hoover into the path of Steele. Steele puts it off the crossbar. Cordova with it. Cordova hooked and taken down. Penalty arm in the air. Steele. His shot saved. Hooking the call on Vert. That'll be Mission's first power play of the night here. But first, they're going to take the timeout. 3:38 to play in period number 3. Mission ahead 4-2. .338 left to play, period number 3, 2 minutes. On the penalty to Vert for hooking. Cordova to take the draw here and get started on this man advantage for Mission. He's tied up on the spot. Knights come away with it. Their clearing attempt hits Melissa. Behind that, that rides the boards. Does get across the line. Mission send it all the way back to Lewis. Finds Steele. Steele gets it back from Lewis in a dangerous position. Takes it across. Now they've got even more numbers. Steele glides around behind the net. To the face-off circle. To Lewis. Back to Melissa. Melissa fanning on his passing attempt. There's a shot from Roth, who's blocked high up into the boards. Now back out to Lewis. Lewis looking for an angle. His shot was saved and then kicked away. 1-2 play with Melissa and Lewis. Another save, another loose puck. Still out front. Brown takes it shorthanded to the offensive zone. That's deflected up out of play. Face-off controlled by Mission. Roth circles behind his own net, able to push it to Lewis. Sends it back to Roth. Go the other way around the net. Gets it out to Steele. So pass ahead to Spring Lewis free. Lewis around the net. 20 seconds left on the man advantage. Cordova first to it. Let's go back behind the net. Knights in a low block. Up top, Lewis. Now Melissa. Back to Cordova. We're going to get a whistle. And we'll let the refs sort this out. Penalty time has expired. See what's going on here. Looks like coincidental minors. Steele and Lopez. And we'll see if high sticking and roughing. 5-on-5 is where we'll be. Timeout taken by the Knights. So once again, we'll step aside when we come back. Final minute and a half here in Peoria. We're going to stay 5-on-5 with the offsetting penalties. .95 seconds left to play here in Peoria tonight. Mission ahead 4-2 with even strength 5-on-5. Knights control the play. They flipped it out. Glove down by Roth. Pushed ahead. Hoover. His shot is saved. Face off. Pushed behind the net. Melissa will control. Looking for Cunningham, but tied up here in the near corner. Hoover's there battling for it. Cordova hooks it back around, kicked loose. Cordova controls across the blue line. Has to delay and let Hoover get back on side. He does. Flips one down into the corner as we hit the 1 minute to go mark. That gets past Cordova. Out to neutral ice. Wormlinger. He turns it over to Roth. Now Hoover. Hoover sends one in on net from distance. Still kept in the zone. Keeps the Knights goalie in his net. And Cordova just can't get the one-timer onto his stick. Here come the Knights. Wormlinger across the line. Wormlinger loses an edge. And there we go. We're going to get a call coming up here against Mission. It's the Knights' parents braying for a call. 24.4 left on the clock. Knights are going to pull their goalie to make this a 6-on-4 chance. They need 2 goals, so they're going to need one quick. Cordova to take the defensive zone faceoff. Tied up. Loose puck to the near wall. Lewis going to tie his man up to it. Knights can't control clean. Still battling. Cordova trying to hold it against the wall. Shoved at the pads of McNeil, then pushed free. Elbow in high from a Knight player. No call needed as time will expire. And Mission will take down AHU 4-2. And deny them their second win of the season. 2 goals from Steele, 2 goals from Melissa. As Mission sends the Knights crashing back down to earth after taking a 2-1 lead in the second period. That's it for us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with Centennial D2 Hockey here